So basically, yeah, I got my Sharpie and this thing works really well. My man Larry came through and gave me my Sharpie. It's a white Sharpie, and as you can see right here, I labeled all the hoses like I wanted to. So I also made just this little diagram, and that's of the Plenum. And there's only 6 bolts, as I said. The manual actually says there's 8 bolts in the Plenum, which mine they're only 6. So take it off. Now when you're taking it off, you don't have to put them in sequence, but when you're putting them on, you do. Just get them all loose. Since this is a new gasket under there, I just actually replaced the upper and lower intake manifold gasket. Okay. So they're all broken loose, and then I just take the ratchet end of it and I just pull them up by hand. Now some people like leave the throttle cables on and shit. I just figure if you take everything off that's in the way, then you're gonna be good. Because half the time you may have it off, but you know, certain things may be in your way. For instance, this fuel line. If you go to take off the lower manifold, which is you know, below the upper manifold here, this fuel line is in the way, which you can get away with moving this bracket out of the way, keeping the fuel line attached. But because I didn't want to take that off, I don't have the tool for it. I know there is a special one that you have to use for that tool, or that gas line. Make sure I get it all loose. That's my top right. Get my box, which is right here. Put that in the top right portion. This is the next one. It's going to be your next one. That's a long one. That's your next one, which is a long one. Kind of makes sense being on the corner. That one. Try not to lean on the Plenum too much, but you're definitely gonna, your legs are gonna be definitely stressed leaning over this long hood. Alright, so those are out. Place these to the side. So, now you have your, if you want to come over here, Larry, what I'm going to do now is take off the EGR tube, and this was kind of tricky. I didn't have a wrench to do it, a big enough wrench, so I had to use this adjustable wrench here, and it is kind of tricky, but let me just remember how I did it. Swivel it. Okay, so it's on. So we will loosen it. Okay, so it just broke free, and then I believe I had to flip this. Okay, so it's off. And I put anti-seize on this before the first time I did this because that thing was rusty. So if you ever go ahead and put that bolt on, make sure you put anti-seize on that. So that is off. Now it's just simply going to be a matter of electrical connectors. I already took this EGR valve off that. You have your EGR connectors which go from that to that, the electrical connectors in the back of the plenum, which this is the reason we took this off. Not only for these, but for this. So we can, when we pull this off, basically we'll be able to just move it, take the wires out. Okay, so feed these through. Remember the orientation that these go through. Okay, these two, the one from the degas bottle right here, because that's your degas bottle, that's going to go under this area. Same from your, this would be your radiator tube right here. Okay, a little coolant came out, that's fine. Just get the rag. No big deal. And this is the main reason why they have you drop the radiator, and not drop the radiator, but drop the fluid in the radiator, because you have your whole system with these two. Okay. So hopefully that's out the way. Now this one, which is like a dual hose, that's gonna go. You have to take this black clip off, which I took it off already, and that releases that whole line and feed that through. Okay, just like that. Now move these wires out of the, move these lines out of the way. And you have your PCV inlet tubes here, and we're going to leave that. That'll be a step once we reach to the valve covers. So, right, Larry, if you can come over on the other side, tied up right here. This is going to be an electrical connector. I believe it has to come off as well. So I'm going to go ahead, and if you can tighten up back here, start undoing these electrical connectors. I'm going to get my pen, and just going to label on the electrical connector 1,